Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets somewhere on the Caribbean Ocean. So, doing a little cruise with LifeWave. Got another free trip. So, thanks. This is my fifth one. I got a sixth one that I've already qualified for. I'm at the top for Hawaii. Thanks to everyone that uses LifeWave. Everyone that doesn't, you must be an NPC. Because you don't understand that this is basically replacing a system that is completely corrupt. Not completely. There's some doctors out there that do good work, right? They're few, far between, unfortunately, these days. But there are still doctors that, if you get injured, put you back together. These are usually outstanding doctors. But the pharmaceutical, so forth, is not so much, right? And we saw that from the COVID. And a lot of us have been trying to awaken people. Now, I was with a group of people. Fortunately, because I do really well with the sales, thanks to you guys, that I sit at the top of some groups. And I was sitting at the table last night with some amazing people. Two different, I guess, preachers, all right, so and their wives, and both of them were outstanding. And then next to me was a former doctor in Canada that was anesthesiologist, and she wouldn't get the shot, and so she lost her job of over 20 years. So we had some great conversation. So we know that LifeWave is a gift from God, that people with, I believe, that with high consciousness understand this, and they utilize the LifeWave brand. The patches are very, very easy to put those on your body, and your body responds. So, two guys in theology that teach theology, and they have huge groups that, because they're into God, and they've broken away from the traditional, I guess, religious system. They're still religious, and they teach about God and Jesus and so forth, but they've broken free from a very corrupt system. A lot of people still don't understand that. So a lot of people, probably NPCs, that are still within those organizations, non-player characters. And we're going to talk about that. Dolores Cannon talked about that in detail, and I have a little clip that we're going to listen to about that. And then the doctor from Canada. As we know, Canada really came down hard on their people, and a lot of Canadians just went out and got the shot. They're very easygoing, very, very nice people, and they just went out and got the shot. And this happened in Australia. This happened in the United States. This happened in many places all over the world. Now, in the United States, we only had 70% of people get the vaccination, but I think that's still way too high. Now, are these people that get the vaccinations, that riot, that watch the Super Bowl still, are they NPCs? All right, so we need to ask these questions. Now, NPCs in and of themselves are not bad, right? They're like characters in a movie, right? And our lives are movies. Our thoughts and our desires manifest what we want to experience. Those of us that have high consciousness and understand that we're here for a purpose. People that have no purpose, don't understand that we're in a spiritual war, good against evil. Donald Trump is highlighting this very well. I think that's his chosen path. And, we have the evil side and we have the good side, and the NPCs, lots and lots of NPCs that are just basically making this a movie for us to be characters in our movie. It would be, a bummer if it was just you and no one else. So I want to share with you what somebody put out in a chat just recently in one of the shows that I just did. All right, I think I might have to pull that back up. I think I might have lost it. All right. So sometimes when you come in and do these shows, you start to lose a little programming. because you don't see it. So anyway, I'm gonna pull up the screen where it had my last show. So in my last show, I talked about the I went into detail. I talked about Super Bowl, and I said it's horrific, right? It's a satanic event, halftime show, absolutely satanic. I talked about the Olympics. No one's watching the Olympics. I guess a lot of people watch the Super Bowl. It was the first time in history that was in every single country on the planet being televised. So maybe that's why they did the Super Bowl halftime show and they have Bad Bunny come out and do it in Spanish. Is Spanish the highest number of speakers in the world now? I don't know, but the Super Bowl no longer is for Americans. It's, I guess, for the world. And so Americans, I think, should reject it. But there are people that are still going to watch it, even though I've proven that it's rigged. Right? I've proven that all professional sports are rigged. Right? They know who the winners are, and they're going to. There's people that bet. They make a lot of money on that, and they know who the winner is going to be. Right? Just like they are very negative, very bad people most of the time that are involved in this, and they have the highest child trafficking event. That one-day event is the highest child trafficking event at the Super Bowl anywhere on earth, right? So we put all this information out, but still people continue to watch the Super Bowl, right? But it seems like, I look at people, it's like when they had all those players knelt during the national anthem, and they dishonored all the veterans and the flag and so forth. That was it for me. So a lot of people have been, rejecting it for a long time. This Bad Bunny is another rejection for a lot of people. So we're having this happen. And why? It's because this is what's helping to wake people up. So we have these NPCs that are still watching this and, getting involved in this. And we're like, how the hell can these people still watch this thing? Right? Professional sports is completely rigged, all of it. So, and satanic people are involved in it, and trying to, tear down our culture, our president, and so forth. That's righting wrongs right now, I believe, and there's going to be there's a divisiveness now in the United States, and I don't know, maybe the rest of the world. That believes in a Luciferian, satanic, ritualistic culture, and that the nanny state, the government, should have complete control and run our lives. And then there's those of us that are not open to that at all. And we're probably gonna have to push back pretty hard on this. So that's coming to a head. We'll see. A lot of people just want to believe that President Trump is going to do it, and we can just worship him and believe that he's going to handle all of our problems. We're going to have to get involved, right? It's getting to the point where nothing's happening, so we're going to get involved. So we'll talk about more of that as time goes on. I've been talking about that a lot, but I want to get into this this thing about the NPCs. This is a real thing. And something that, it's not a new thing. It's something that has been around for a very long time. Just most people aren't aware of it, I guess, so we're going to look at that and I'll give you guys some more insights on it. All right. So I'm pulling up the video that I did like a couple days ago. Is another pandemic being telegraphed at the Olympics, Super Bowl of child trafficking, Lush Bowl. So I just went in the comments and I saw, a lot of people not watching Super Bowl. The sports world has gone to hell, literally and figuratively. NFL died when they started kneeling. I don't watch either of these anymore. I cannot participate in evil. Very good, very good. I believe these are awake people, that are making these comments. Now, this one woman said, I just played your video for my husband. He listened for the first 3 minutes, said, I'm going back to watch the game. I'm so tired of this fight, she says. My whole family is asleep. 5 years of trying to educate them is getting old. and a dead door. Knowing there's people out there like you is music to my ear. So there's many of us out here that are awake. All right. So millions, maybe a billion. I don't know. Maybe not that many. But there's many that are awake, that have consciousness, that have a soul, and that are rising in consciousness. Now, there were lots and lots of replies to that. 23, saying it's not up to us to wake people up. A lot of people said that. Keep the faith. Unfortunately, you can't wake up zombies. My friends and family are the same. So it's the same thing, guys, as NPC. So are you married to an NPC? Or is your family NPCs? It's very possible. All right. And again, that's not a dig on them. It's not something negative. It is something that has been transpiring here on Earth for as long as humans have been here, I believe. Right. So there are certain beings that come here that are just, part of the movie that we're creating. So again, we, the people, have to awaken from this zombie land and these people that are controlling us in our governments, our medical institutions, through our police force and so forth. We're trying to awaken all these people, but a lot of these people are zombies, and a lot of these people are pure evil. All right. So you have pure evil, you have zombies, and you have people that are consciously awakening and want to reach higher states of consciousness on a positive level. Right. So let's look at what Dolores Cannon said about the backdrop people, or the NPCs, the non-player candidates. All right. So the same thing. And again, like I said, it's not a negative. They're part of the backdrop, right? The backdrop people. All right, let's listen to this.
Dive with me into the fascinating realm of backdrop people, a concept that likens life to the making of a film, where extras fill the scene, enriching the story's world. As we journey through life, we're accompanied not just by key players, but by these extras. Imagine the monotony of a movie starring only one person. Life, too, thrives on the presence and interaction with others. This innate desire for connection prompts our subconscious to populate our world with backdrop people, crafting a vibrant scene for our personal narrative. Yet, it's crucial to differentiate between those in our lives who are on their own paths of evolution, with whom we share soul contracts, and the backdrop people. The former are genuine individuals, each embarking on their unique journey and purpose. The latter, however, play a different role. They're not real in the sense we might think. They exist as pure energy. Unlike the significant figures in our life or those journeying towards self-awareness, backdrop people fulfill a distinct function. They provide the semblance of a busy, populated world around us. As outlined in Dolores Cannon's teachings, these backdrop individuals aren't sentient beings with souls, but are more akin to holographic projections, resembling the hologram characters in science fiction. They might interact with us and seem authentic, yet they lack the consciousness depth we possess. Essentially, they're energy taking human form. What distinguishes backdrop people is their energetic signature. While souls on their evolutionary journey radiate a high, vibrant energy, backdrop people emit a lower, denser vibration.
A lower, denser vibration. So by a lower, denser vibration, we can look at these backdrop people, these NPCs, and see them for what they are. They're part of our landscape, a populated world that we need for, our soul development. So they're there for us to a certain degree, sometimes in a positive way, and then sometimes in a negative way. So you're seeing, a lot of these governors like Gavin Newsom, total, very evil person. And then he's surrounded by NPCs or backdrop people to help him create the world that he is trying to create, along with other very evil people, other evil governors and mayors and, and so forth, doctors and, nurses. And not all of them are backdrop and are evil, but there are a lot of them. So you have to start to recognize that you don't get caught up in, like that one unfortunate woman is trying to convince possibly an NPC that he needs to awaken. He's not going to awaken. That's not part of his purpose here, right? Part of his purpose is to give you a backdrop, right? To be, I guess, your mate and, be a backdrop. So I don't know. Is that what you want for your life? I mean, I believe in the sanctity of marriage. I believe that we should be together. But if you're with someone that's a backdrop person and you start to realize that, I don't know, is maybe you're not getting the kind of connection you need, or maybe that's all you need. You just need somebody simple. I don't know. So, and somebody that watches the Super Bowl, when you've told them that it's part of something that's very evil, and they don't care. They want to eat their hot dog. They want to drink their beer, and they want to root for their team, even though their team it's already been decided who's going to win. They don't care. They don't care. Right. So, and you shouldn't care, right? You shouldn't care anymore. If you're trying to awaken someone that you believe has a sole purpose here, but has gotten off track, that's one thing. But an NPC or a backdrop person, waste of time, right? Or someone that is on an evil path, right? Is dedicated and is not going to be, pulled off an evil path. You can try. That's very courageous. That's very good. And some people do come off that evil path. They lose, their focus, and they get on that evil path. And there's plenty of people that bring people off of that. That's very courageous. That's very beautiful. But don't get caught up into it. Don't get caught up in that. Some people are just NPCs, guys. All right. So another thing that I wanted to get into is Tulsi Gabbard. All right. So Tulsi Gabbard, I believe there's a strong possibility. Again, it's a manifestation of our collective, we the people, ideals and our sole focus. And who do we see going forward that's going to serve our greater purpose? And so I don't know why she came into and I was like, one of those times where I'm like, I'm gonna get beat up on this one, but it's like, put it out there. Okay, God. All right, so Tulsi Gabbard, possible president after Donald Trump. So I don't know why. And maybe it could be a possibility that's maybe has a chance, and maybe it will grow and maybe not. I don't know. She was a Democrat candidate for president at one time, and she saw the complete evil of the Democrat Party and broke away from it. And now I won't say that she's a Republican, but she's ostracized by the Democrat Party. So I guess in a way, because she's working in a Republican government, she's selected for DNI, Director of National Intelligence, then I guess she's Republican now. Whatever that means. I don't look at or agree with any of these different political figures. I just see someone has potential of leading our country, and that's all I'm looking at. All right, I'm not looking at something or someone that everybody loves, or they get the money from the Republicans and they're in a position where normally they get elected or whatever. Right. So, Mike Flynn and Tulsi, absolutely not. Right. So definitely Tulsi as president, but definitely not Mike Flynn. So now let's look at one of the things that Tulsi Gabbard is looking at. And that is something that I have brought up quite a bit. And it's something that we as a country and the world really needs to look at, because this is something that is, to be quite frank, I think is evil. All right. So let's look at this.
My husband begged me not to make this video, but as I sat 50 feet away from Tulsi Gabbard, the Director of National Intelligence, a veteran and a woman that has gone through hell to protect our freedoms, when I heard her warn of the #1 threat to America, I knew I had to share my heart. So I'm going to share with you what she shared with us and tell you why we have to act now. This is a direct quote. She said, "There's a threat to our
freedom that is not often talked about enough. And it is the greatest near and long-term threat to both our freedom and our security. And that is the threat of Islamist ideology."
Guys, she's not warning of religion. She's talking about ideology. And Islamism isn't about personal faith. It's about governance. It's where religious law is above civil law. Tulsi goes even further.
It is propagated by people who not only do not believe in freedom, their fundamental ideology is antithetical to the foundation that we find in our Constitution and Bill of Rights, which is that our Creator endowed upon us inalienable rights, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
But Sharia.
All right. So for me, a good portion of my life was spent in the Middle East, combating terrorists and, fighting against insurgents and all that kind of stuff. I'd say for, I'm 65. So for a good 30 years, because I was in the SEAL teams for 24 years and CIA for 11 years. So 35 years. For most of that time, we trained and we planned for fighting Muslim extremists. And they are in our country now on a massive scale. They have been slipped in under our nose, and they are a massive threat. And Tulsi Gabbard sees this.
It's very different. Rights vary based on belief and gender. And you are either Muslim or you're an infidel. And life does not go well for you if you're an infidel.
But this Islamist ideology is a direct threat to our freedom, because at its core, it is a political ideology that seeks to create a global caliphate that governs us here in America, threatening Western civilization, governance by Sharia law, governance by what they are calling their Islamic principles.
Tulsi Gabbard explains that Sharia law is so dangerous because if you
fail to comply, if you fail to adhere to this ideology, if you dare to exercise your God-given right to free speech, censorship is not what we face. They will use violence or any means they deem as necessary to silence us.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, Mercedes, calm down. You're overreacting. But I'm going to prove to you in this video how every institution has been infiltrated. Educational institutions, zoning and city planning. Guys, even our food supply is tainted. In fact, I bet money there's a mosque being built in a city near you. And this has been in the works for decades. The problem is we're just waking up to it now. Be it the Somali population in Minnesota, Mandami in New York, Epic City in Plano, Texas. Look at Dearborn, Michigan. Heard of Patterson, New Jersey? The Trojan horse of multiculturalism has boomeranged back to bite us. And I beg you to watch this video till the end.
All right. So many of us that are in the military, CIA and so forth, fought for decades and decades against this, and it has infiltrated the United States. So Tulsi Gabbard, like I said, has definitely a handle on this. She, being, part of the Army, National Guard, and intelligence side, she knows this on a very great level. We saw her, come out and say that Ukraine had bioweapon labs, and she was, she got a lot of pushback on that. Mitt Romney said that she was treasonous, should have been executed. But then eventually the military came out and said, well, actually, we do have a lot of bioweapon labs in Ukraine. So I think that those bioweapon labs are going to start coming to America, because I think we're not going to be able to control Ukraine like we have in the past. I think Russia is doing a good job, and they're going to hammer Ukraine and basically take that back into the Russian sphere of influence. So which is a good thing for the world. So I don't think that anyone else is up to speed on this, guys. Tulsi Gabbard is the one that's really going to have to, focus on this and clean this out of America. Let it fester somewhere else. All right. We spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, trying to keep this out of the shores of America, and now it's in. So let's just get it out. It's another one of those things where I said there's evil and there's NPCs. So there's a lot of evil in this Islamist, groups that are in America now. A lot of evil. All right. So here we have a mayor of New York City that is one. And we have them all around the country now. There's lots of Muslim mayors. There's lots of Muslim in city councils and governance and so forth, in the school systems. And like you're hearing here, they're blessing meat and so forth. So all this bad energy is in here in America. So it's going to take, someone with a lot of focus and know-how to, rid our country of this evil that has infiltrated. So not only do we have the craziness from the political side, the Democrat side, which is stealing elections and allowing these Islamists to come in and take over, but we also have, political types that are steadfast and trying to stop the cleanup of our country. ICE agents are getting hammered out there trying to clean up United States, and we need to support them. So let's look at this little clip real quick. They have really been doing a hard work, and we have one of them. They got their finger bitten off. All right, crazy.
In fiscal year 2025, death threats against ICE personnel increased more than 8,000%. Assaults on officers have skyrocketed over 1,400%. One officer in Minnesota had his finger bitten off by a protester, egged on by elected officials characterizing our officers as the Gestapo of secret police. The families of ICE personnel have been made to feel unsafe in their homes. I know this firsthand because my own family was targeted. But let me send a message to anyone who thinks they can intimidate us. You will fail. Despite these perils, our officers continue to execute their mission with unwavering resolve, and we are only getting started. ICE remains committed to the fundamental principles that those who illegally enter our country must be held accountable. Since the beginning of the second Trump administration, we have achieved historic results. From January 20th, 2025 through January 20th, 2026, ICE has conducted nearly 379,000 arrests. Among those arrests were more than 7,000 suspected gang members and over 1,400 known as suspected terrorists. The president tasked us with mass deportation, and we are fulfilling that mandate. Thanks to the resources provided by this Congress, we are ramping up detention capabilities and removal flights daily. In the last year alone, we conducted over 475,000 removals. It's a brutal reality that criminal immigration today is organized by sophisticated, ruthless, transnational criminal organizations. These include cartels and transnational gangs President Trump has regularly designated as foreign terrorist organizations. The only way to defeat them is to destroy their revenue. Within Homeland Security investigations, our special agents are delivering critical outcomes in the fight against transnational crime. We are seizing fentanyl before it kills our children and dismantling the networks that poison our communities. In FY25 alone, we seized more than 2.5 million pounds of narcotics, a 50% increase from the previous year and a critical blow to transnational organization groups everywhere.
So amazing that, they've arrested, and a lot of these have been, deported or put in prison, 7,000 gang members and 1,400 terrorists. So a lot of them are Islamists, and they're planning on, taking over our country. and we can't allow that. This is not something that we can let happen. We have to fight back. ICE is fighting back for us, and of course we have a political class that is completely corrupt. The Democrat system is completely corrupt and is allowing these illegal gangs and terrorists and so forth to stay here in the United States. So we have to get rid of them. And so we need somebody that's strong, that's going to do that. Of course, President Trump is doing that now, is moving in the right direction. But going forward, who is going to complete that? J.D. Vance? So possibly, but I think Tulsi Gabbard is doing an exceptional job. She even went down to Georgia, and she was an angel that went down to Georgia, not a devil, right? But and she wasn't playing a fiddle. She went down there to get all the voting irregularities, make sure they got correctly taken up. So we're seeing she's getting involved in a lot of stuff. It's very, very interesting. I think it's going to play out very positively for America going forward, whatever role that she plays. I think it's fantastic. It would be one of the first times that America has gotten a Republican into the highest level. All right. So I don't think we've never had a woman as president. I would think it would be much, much better. We cannot allow the Democrats to get in there anymore, guys. Democrat Party, I think, in this next election cycle is going to get obliterated, and everybody's going to see, just how they've been stealing these elections. It's going to be very obvious. It's going to be extremely obvious. Now, one of the things that's coming up is the SAVE Act, or is it the SAVE Act? Let me see. Yes, Save America Act. So nearly 100 conservative leaders urged Thune, who's the head of the Senate, Republican side, to pass the Save America Act with talking filibuster. So most Americans, Democrat, Independent, Republican, support an ID to vote. All right. So I just saw in California where one of the sheriffs in California is disclosing that Pakistanis in Pakistan are voting in California. All right. So we have to have the SAVE Act pass. Now, if the SAVE Act doesn't pass, we're probably going to have to stand up as Americans and get involved. I mean, stand up and get down and get funky, right? I don't know, replace these people that don't push this. Demand that President Trump do a emergency executive order to have elections that are monitored by, I don't know, the military, right? So it's got to come to that, guy. So if the SAVE Act does not pass, Americans should rise up, and we should rise up and be very forthcoming about what we demand. All right. So we the people are going to have to form this government going forward. And this government is completely corrupt. We have a great leader right now who's basically, showing us the difference between evil and good. And that's fantastic. But he is limited because of all of the negativity, all the different groups that are still within, the government, within, the FBI, within the CIA, all these different negative groups that are still embedded into these systems that are causing problems still. So Department of Justice, we haven't seen a lot from the Department of Justice. Pam Bondi has not been doing arrests. So we the people are going to have to stand up. So for whatever reason, they're feeling inhibited, or they're being suppressed. I don't know what it is, but we the people are going to have to get involved. And if we don't, then we're going to lose this country. And all those NPCs are just going to be laughing, having a good old time, because they're like, part of the backdrop, but now they're going to rise to a higher level because those with higher consciousness didn't do the right work. You know, we didn't manifest, you know, what we are here to do, and make America and the world a better place. And if we don't do it, we lose. We all lose. Everybody in the world loses, right? So the Save America Act is one of the things that really needs to happen. And then we're going to have to get involved in this election process. And I see possibilities of us basically getting together and, you know, getting some people out of prison. Right. I don't want to get too far out here, but, you know, there's, you know, some people, Tina Peters, and there's a lot of people that have done exceptionally evil things in these governorships, and they need to be replaced, right? And they're going to be replaced, right? All right, that's all I got for tonight. I got to go to dinner. I have a time that I have to be at dinner, right? So there's like allotted times, so my allotted time is coming up, so I got to get going. All right, lots of love to you guys. Stay in the love vibration, and we'll see you guys next time.